I'll never forget the moment it all came crashing down. I was standing near the punch table at my colleague's year-end party, nervously adjusting my tie when I saw her, my wife, smiling, but not at me, at everyone. And then, like a dagger twisting in slow motion, she said it, loud enough for half the room to hear. Honestly, sometimes I wonder why I even married him. Laughter followed, polite, awkward, but piercing in its intent. My chest tightened. My stomach lurched. My mind screamed for an explanation, a joke, a reason, but nothing came. I felt invisible, humiliated in front of friends, colleagues, and her family who were visiting. The night before it seemed ordinary. She'd kissed me goodbye after dinner, whispered something about needing time with her friends, and left. Nothing about this was ordinary, though I'd started noticing subtle things in the weeks leading up to that night. Texts that made her jump, calls she'd hurriedly hang up, excuses that didn't sit right. At first, I blamed myself. Maybe I was imagining things. Maybe I was overthinking. But deep down, I couldn't shake it. It started with the small things. A lingering glance at her phone. The way she'd shield messages when I walked into the room. She'd brush past me with a casualness that felt deliberate, like she was afraid I'd catch something in the air between us. I'd find myself replaying memories. Nights she said she was tired but was too awake to sleep. Lunches she called work meetings that lasted suspiciously long. Every little detail, once comforting, now pricked like thorns. After the party, I went home in a haze. The laughter and murmurs still echoed in my head. I sat in the living room, staring at her abandoned coat on the chair. That's when her phone buzzed, a notification I couldn't resist checking. And there it was, a string of messages to someone named Ryan, intimate, careful, but unmistakable. My heart stopped, then shattered in a slow, relentless rhythm. Every text, every emoji, every casual miss you, cut deeper than any slap, any scream. I didn't confront her that night. I couldn't. The betrayal was too sharp, too raw. Instead, I spent days piecing together the moments that suddenly felt like lies. I remembered our anniversary dinner where she had forgotten a gift, the weekend getaway she said was just for me, and all those times her attention seemed elsewhere. All of it a facade. The breaking point came one Friday evening. I asked her to meet me at the small rooftop bar where we had our first date. She smiled, unsuspecting. I had the truth ready, not as an accusation, but as evidence. I laid out her messages on the table, one by one. Her smile faltered, just enough for me to see it. She stammered. But no words could undo months of deceit. I listened as she tried to justify, explain, and blame circumstances. And for the first time, I understood this wasn't just about betrayal. It was about choices, about priorities, about honesty, or the lack of it. I didn't yell. I didn't cry. I just let her see the hurt, the betrayal reflected in my eyes. And then, quietly, I stood up. "Goodbye," I said, not angrily, not with bitterness, but with the weight of someone reclaiming their dignity. She tried to reach for my hand, but I didn't turn back. That night, I walked away from everything I thought I knew, carrying the lessons instead of the pain. And in that silence, I realized something important. Humiliation can break you, or it can teach you how strong you truly are. Weeks later, life felt different, not lighter, not easier, but steadier. I rebuilt, not for her, not for anyone else, but for me. And sometimes when the memory flickers, a laugh, a room, a careless word, I smile quietly to myself, knowing that I didn't just survive her betrayal. I survived a version of me that would have let it define me. And that is the kind of victory no public humiliation can ever touch.